So next point is how to make program documentation. As I said that earlier, that commenting is a good practice for write program. So this kind of command can be used for writing documents like external documentation and internal documentation. External documentation is mainly for the user, the end user. Okay, and internal documentation is for the programmer who is writing the program or who will modify the program. This external documentation is consists of the documents such as a reference guide that describes the program's features and tutorials that teach the user how to operate the program. So if you look at the external documentation, then how a particular software can be used, that is actually written. So that is an example of external documentation. A programmer is responsible either for writing the whole user guide or maybe some portion of the user guide, and there are some other person who will write the remaining portion for the documentation. So there is internal documentation. It is specifically for programmer that explain which part of the program works in how the specific portion of the program works. It appears as a command in the program code, like as I said earlier, that commenting in a program is good practice. So this command will help the programmer to understand the code. Comment are short note placed in different part of the program. It explains how those part of the program works. These are ignored by the compiler and interpreter. These are intended for human reader for the program's code and not the computer. So this internal documentation can be of two types, like block commands and line commands. Block commands are at the beginning of the program. Block commands are present at the beginning of the program. Usually, it takes several lines of statement, and it actually appears at the beginning of the program, and how explain what is the operation performed by this program instead of a line by line explanation. It gives a summary of the operation. It lists the name of authors who is responsible for writing this program. Okay, given the date of the program, when the program was last modified, and any other important information. That are the block command. And the line command, this command occupies a single line but not necessarily the entire line. Command are non-executable statement, and this kind of command, even present in the code, will be ignored by the compiler when forming the object file. Every program before executing it converts into object file. So this kind of line command, block command, actually ignored by the compiler during the object file creation. In C, in a programming language C, or in most of the programming languages, like this double hash or star are used for creating this kind of commands.